Hi guys, in this video I'll show you how to draw statistical plots using the Python Seaborn library. To build a good machine learning and deep learning model, you must first understand the data. Data visualization is the best way to understand data. ggplot2 in R, matplotlib and Seaborn in Python are generally used to visualize data. In this tutorial, I'm gonna talk about the Seaborn and make practical application. In summary, first of all, I'm gonna explain what is the Seaborn and how to install, and then I'm gonna show you how to draw scatter plot, histogram, bar plot, box plot, volume plot, facet grid, pair plot, and heat map. Let's get started. Seaborn is a Python library for data visualization built on matplotlib. Matplotlib is used to plot 2D and 3D graphs, while Seaborn is used to plot statistical graphs. Because Seaborn builds on matplotlib, you can use these two libraries together to create very powerful visualization. Installing the Seaborn library is very easy. You can simply install the Seaborn with pip install Seaborn. When you install the Anaconda platform, Seaborn is installed automatically. After installing Seaborn, we need to import this library to use it. Let's import Seaborn. Import Seaborn as SNS. With Seaborn, you can easily load some famous dataset used for data science. In this video, I'm gonna use the Penguin dataset, which is used as an alternative to the Iris dataset. Let me load Penguin dataset with Seaborn. Data equals SNS. Dot load dataset. Let me set penguins. Let's see the first 5 rows of the dataset. Data, square brackets, colon, 5. Here you go. The species column in the dataset shows 3 species of penguins. Next, the island column has the 3 islands where the penguins are in Antarctica. Next, here are the columns of the length and width of the column of these species. You can see what the column length and width are from the picture on the screen. And then the flipper length column shows the penguin's flipper lengths. Next, the body mass column shows the body masses. After that, the sex column shows the sex of the penguins. Okay guys, we saw the columns in the dataset. Let's see the structure of the dataset. Data.shape. As you can see, the dataset has 45 rows and 7 columns. Seaborn has some themes. You can control these themes with the setTheme method. sns.setTheme. I want to use the default values, but you can control some themes. To do this, I'm gonna use the RC parameter. Let's specify image quality. sns.set RC equals curly brackets. Let me set quotation marks figure.dpi colon 300. Let me determine figure size. sns.set RC equals curly brackets quotation marks figure.fig size colon 6,3. Wonderful. I specify my themes. Now let's look at the statistical plots. The best technique for understand data is a scatter plot. The scatter plot shows how the data are separated from each other. Let's see the scatter plot of column length and depth by penguin species. sns.scatter plot x equals bill underscore length underscore y equals bill underscore depth data equals data. Let me set here equals species. Here you go. Let me zoom out. As you can see, the length of the column is on the x-axis and the depth of the column is on the y-axis. From the scatter plot, you can see how the species differ from each other. We saw some information about penguin species using the scatter plot. The second type of the plot I'm gonna show is a histogram plot. The histogram plot shows the distribution of the data. You can use the histogram plot to see the distribution of one or more variables. Now, let's see the histogram of the length of the flipper using the histplot function. sns.histplot x equals flipper length data equals data. Here you go. From the plot, you can see the distribution of the flipper length. Remember, the histogram calculates the number of observations that fall within the intervals. Let's flip the plot. To do this, I'm gonna use y parameter. Let me just comment and paste here. I'm gonna set y. Here you go. As you can see, we flip the plot. You can control the width of the bins in the histogram. To do this, you can use the bin width parameter. Let's show this. Let me paste previous comment. And then I'm gonna set bin width equal 3. Here you go. As you can see, we have specified the width of the bins. If you want, you can add the probability distribution curve to the histogram plot. Let's use the KDE parameter for this. I'm gonna use the previous comment. Let me paste here this comment and then KDE equals true. Here you go. As you can see, we have added a probability distribution curve to the histogram. Let's use the hue parameter to see the histogram of categories. Let me paste this comment here and then I'm gonna set hue equal species. Here you go. In the plot, you can see the histogram of the categories that show the penguin species. Bar plot is used for statistical values of numerical variables. Let's see the bar plot for the flipper length of penguin species. SNS dot bar plot x equals quotation marks species y equals quotation marks flipper length data equals data. Here you go. You can use the hue parameter to see the flipper length of the species by sex. Let me copy this comment and paste here. Hue equals sex. Here you go. The box plot is used to compare the distribution of numerical data between levels of the categorical variable. Let's see distribution of flipper length by species. I'm gonna set SNS dot box plot x equals species y equals flipper length data equals data. Here you go. Here the boxes show the quantities of the data. The length of the whiskers represent the rest of the distribution. You can tick off the values outside of min max as outliers. You can use the hue parameter to see box plot of flipper length of species by sex. Let me copy this and paste here. I'm gonna set hue equals sex. Here you go. Box plot by species were drawn. Let's go ahead and take a look at another plot. You can tick off the volume plot. This plot is used to compare the distribution of numerical values among categorical variables. Let's see the volume plot of flipper length. SNS dot volume plot x equals species y equals flipper length data equals data hue equals sex. Here you go. Thus, the volume plot was drawn separately according to sex variable. Beautiful. Excellent plots can be drawn with Seaborn. Let's see how to plot multiple plots in one plot. You can use a facet grid to see the grid plot of the different subset in your dataset. For example, let me draw the histogram of the penguin's flipper length according to island and sex variables. Let's assign column and row variables to add more subplots to the figure. First of all, I set the variables that I'm gonna use the rows and columns. SNS dot facet grid data equals data col equals island comma row equals sex. Let's run this command. When you run this command, 6 sub areas occurred because the island variable has 3 categories and the sex variable has 2 categories. To draw a plot on every facet, pass a function and the name of one or more columns in the data frame to the facetgrid.map method. For example, let's see the histograms of flipper length. Let me copy this comment and paste here. I'm gonna set .map sns.histplot, comma flipper length Here you go. Wonderful. With Seaborn, you can easily plot subplots. Seeing the pair relationship between the variables in the dataset is one of the important steps of data analysis. You can use the pair plot method to see the pair relation of the variables. This function generates cross plots of each numeric variable in the dataset. Let's see the pairs of numerical variables according to penguin species in the dataset. SNS dot pair plot data equals data here equals species. As you can see, pair plot with this plot was drawn. Since the variables are numerical, a probabilistic density function is automatically drawn on the diagonal axis of the plot. You can use the diag_kite parameter to have histograms on the diagonal axis. Let me copy this comment and paste here. I'm gonna set diag_kites equal hist. Here you go. As you can see, pair plot with histogram was drawn. Finally, let's look at the heat map. Heat map is one of the very useful visualization techniques. You can use these techniques to see correlation between numerical variables. Let's use the core function to see this. SNS dot heat map data dot let me set core function. Here you go. As you can see, heat map was drawn. You can see the relationship between the numerical variables in this chart. You can use the annotation parameter to see the numeric values in each part. Let me copy this comment and paste here. I'm gonna set annotate equal true. Here you go. As you can see, heat map with numerical values was drawn. So numerical values were written in each part. As a result, it is very important to explore the data before analyzing data. Data visualization is one of the important steps in data science projects. In this video, I talk about data visualization with Seaborn. Seaborn is one of the Python most important libraries used for data science. Seaborn is mainly used for drawing statistical plots. That's it. You can find the notebook link in the description. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment. See you in the next video. Bye for now.